Dear reader, this isn't a story for the weak. Those who are might be sacrificed for brownie points. Content warnings can be found in the description. I gotta go. They might have left Gib in the tree.
I like the angle on the standing intro. Let's see if I can get that better.
I like the bandana
Thanks.
addition to it. I like it. It brings it all together.
Thanks. Last time was a black bandana. This was white. Anyway, hey everybody, and welcome back to Dungeons, Dragons, and Dice, a wider world. My name is M. Williams, and I am playing Haribo Tamagotchi, an artificer lost in a world not his own. The question of the day is, god damn it, see, I forgot.
What is your character? So what is something your
seconds.
character wants to learn?
What is
Something your character wants to learn.
Something my character has always wanted to learn. And I came up with an idea too, and then lost it immediately. If I don't say things instantly.
Literally, last episode you said, "I'm not gonna ask it. I'm gonna
we've
wait
been here
till
before.
We did this last
See,
time.
and then I forgot that too. Haribo can't drive like any vehicle. Haribo can't drive. He can't even ride a bike. Which, when he says that here, I think people are like, "What's a bike?
We don't have bikes.
Are there
yeah.
bikes? Are there bicycles, Gabe?"
No.
No? Okay, exactly. So when Haribo's like, "No, I can't even ride a bike," they're like,
Not that there
Me
can't be
either.
bikes. There aren't currently bikes. Maybe
Cool.
there is some artificer or something somewhere.
I want the bike with the
Tinkering.
big wheel and then the little tiny wheel. That's what I
Penny
want.
something, the penny farthing. I can't remember what those are called.
I mean, that
That
bike
does sound
came
right.
before the modern bicycle, so it's gotta come first.
We've got hay penny farthings.
Hey, penny
There
farthing.
you go.
They're almost there. The
They're all
wheel
made of-
is
It's
3
all wood.
stories big.
Yeah, so that's Haribo. Haribo has always wanted to learn how to drive fucking anything. Going faster than walking would be great if I could control it.
Hi, my name is Lawrence Jennings, and I play the wonderful bard Sparkeloneous. Sparkleoneous, you know, he's got a lot of things he's good at. He's got a lot of special skills, but one thing that he never was able to pick up was cooking. His mom, a wonderful cook. His father, an okay sous chef. But Sparkleoneous was just a sort of menace in the kitchen, just always, you know, his mom would be like, "Where's that pot?" "Oh, it's inside Sparkleoneous again." "Hey, we need to saute this. Sparkleoneous, get on there." And, you know, he just dump it into himself. He can't help himself sometimes. So Sparkleoneous was very quickly banned from the kitchen, and he has never picked up cooking since then. But he wants to.
Does cooked matter? Does that feel different? I guess
Oh,
the
definitely.
texture would be different.
Yeah,
Is
textures
there,
change.
do you have like a preference?
Crispy.
Okay.
Sparkleoneous
crispy,
likes his
crunchy.
marshmallows burnt.
Me too. I like well,
It's a ball of carbon.
not that
Put it
crispy.
in him.
Okay.
My name is Grace Stringer, and I play Marjorie Ridgeback. And mine was also going to be cooking, but for a different reason, because I grew up an urchin, so it was mostly just like scraps and leftovers and an unfortunate rat or a stray piece of vegetable cooked over a fire, not actually like cooking.
You
So I
shouldn't
think
eat
that
rats.
She's good. Well, so you got, urchin's got to urch. I mean, I don't think I wanted to eat rats.
You just gotta
Um,
cook them extra.
Yeah. You cook off
So
all
Marjorie
the
also
bad
likes it
parts.
crispy.
Maybe-
For also different
I don't-
reasons.
I don't know any other way. So, I think she's good at like the survival cooking, but not like I'm gonna whip something up in the kitchen. Like I don't think she would know like to make bread. I don't think that's something, or like a jam. But like she can cook a rat, no problem.
I could burn a rat. Easy.
You don't make
I can
bread.
burn a rat, no problem.
Okay, see exactly. You make bread. I don't know.
You find
What do you-
bread.
Find
You
bread.
steal
I can
bread
burn a
from the
bread
local bread
any day of
vendor.
the week.
That's where you get bread from.
She can find a bread.
City people. Am I right?
My name is Michael, and I play Thaddeus Ofkoot, the mountain dwarven fighter. And he has always wanted to learn the equivalent of battle parkour. So very acrobatic moves in battle, but that's very frowned upon in the dwarven homeland. So he really wants to learn some more of those tactical jumping around moves, and he's never had the
He
opportunity.
really wants acrobatics, but he's forced into athletics.
Sweet flips and tricks. I see.
Because nobody's
Awesome.
prepared for a twirly dwarf.
Not even dwarves yet.
Whirly
They're not ready.
dwarvish.
Yeah.
Awesome. Excellent. And my name is Gabe Stringer, Dungeon Master, player of characters, creator of worlds, and destroyer of occasional hopes and dreams.
What do you want to learn how to do?
I've always wanted to learn how to dance the tango, but
Ooh!
first off, it's not a solo dance, so you can't just go and learn how to dance the tango. You have
Yes,
to
you can. No.
dupe someone else into going with you.
No, I bet
no,
there's
no,
like,
no.
yeah,
You do not have
there's
to
a
do
mixer or
someone to go
something.
with you. A lot of people go solo, and you get a partner at there. Like
You
it's
make
like a
'em
karate
friends.
class. Like you don't have to go with a sparring partner. You go and someone teaches a group of people how to do it.
Man, I do.
There's no excuse, Gabe. No
I do
excuse.
love the vibe of a karate class where you have to bring your own partner.
Bring your own sparring partner. What are we
Um,
going to? Oh, you're gonna find out.
It's even better if this is their first lesson and it's not yours.
Yeah, right.
Okay, well, you've told me. Maybe I'll have to go and take some solo tango lessons.
That
and we can
has
learn
to
how
be
I
your
grew as
fun
a
fact
person.
if you do that.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Okay, so we've introduced ourselves and we've done our fun facts. Two things on the mechanics corner today. Big thing first off, our bard and our cleric have both leveled up. Congratulations to the two of you, Sparkeloneous and Marjorie. Sparkeloneous, you told me that you're already Gucci on your level up stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm leveled as fuck.
And Grace, how are you feeling?
I'm not. I didn't do any. I'm sorry. I didn't do the homework.
Okay, so if we go into the Legend Keeper, if you look at the under classes, there is one that says Cleric, and if you look at Cleric, there is a tab inside of that page that says Table.
Okay.
Do you see this?
Yes, I'm there.
You're there.
Oh, this is
Just
a big
look-
one for her.
Between this one's not actually that huge. Well, no, I'm wrong. We'll just talk about it. Uh, You get basically two things during your second level. You get one extra spell, which you can figure out at some point. Let's see.
is that
What
that
kind of a
on
spell is it?
e-tools?
Well,
Find
no,
the
her
e-tools.
spells known are something.
No, you have one additional first
Spell
level
slot.
spell slot. I don't think you have a spells known. You know all of the spells, but you only have so many prepared. But either way, it's not hugely important. The big thing for you for second level is a feature called Channel Divinity.
Okay.
And Channel Divinity
Once
is
per rest.
Once per specifically short rest.
Is this a spell or is this a?
This
A
is a
feature.
feature. Yeah, if you look
And-
at the mechanics portion, if you look under the mechanics tab of the cleric thing, there is an entire section on Channel Divinity.
Sentence from the cleric class. Choose the number of cleric spells equal to your wisdom modifier plus your cleric level. So you will gain one more cleric spell as well.
You'll have to figure out which one of those you want. And
It's
that
not
can sort of you can
adapting
sort of
exactly right
passively
now.
do that,
Yeah.
behind
Is
the screen
that-
whenever.
Okay.
That
What
is
does
something I got
V,
confused.
S, and M mean on components?
The components of a spell, V, S, and M. V is verbal, meaning you have to be able to speak. If someone has your mouth bound or you silenced for any reason, you cannot cast that spell. S is somatic, meaning you have to have the access to your hands. You have to be able to weave hand signals or move your hands around in some form or fashion. If your hands are bound and you have an S, you cannot cast that spell. M is material, which is often something we just kind of flat out ignore as spellcasters in modern D&D. But it each spell does like if we click on Bane, the first level spell, there's a material. It says a drop of blood. So for us, it's good to just we don't need to. I mean, oftentimes a lot of this stuff is like I prick my finger as I go to cast it, blah 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 blah. Like that's just an additional flavor you can supply. Some spells will be like a gem of up to 1,000 GP, and then you have to make sure that you recognize that you probably don't just have that on you, right? So read the material components, and then if it, we should talk about it if it is an important thing.
If you have your spellcasting focus, a lot of spellcasting classes have an arcane focus of some sort. I believe the cleric class has something like that as well. If you have that, you don't need the components unless the material component says it is consumed by the spell.
Oh,
Okay,
otherwise
wait.
you're casting it through it like a. I see.
Yeah, the components are if you are not using an arcane focus of some sort, like a spellcasting focus.
Oh, and then
That's
roll your hit dice one time, which for you,
It's a
Marjorie,
D8.
D8. Roll D8 and add your Constitution bonus, and then you can add that total to your health total. Get a big health bonus, D8 plus your Constitution modifier, which is +3.
I'm going to really quick talk about the Channel Divinity feature, just because that's a new one for her. Channel Divinity is a cleric feature. It is, in theory, the primary cleric feature, where you channel the power of your god directly through yourself in order to make some effect happen. Every cleric has one kind of Channel Divinity they can do. It's called Turn Undead. If you run into undead, you can Channel Divinity, and maybe they'll run away. At higher levels, maybe they'll just blow up. But each cleric domain also gets a specific Channel Divinity. You are a Death Domain cleric. You are bound up in the Necromancy. And because of that, your other Channel Divinity is called Touch of Death. You'll have to have a look at that specifically here in a bit. But basically what happens is if you make an attack that hits with a weapon, you can channel your divinity and do a ton of necrotic damage to them in addition to the other damage you do. So it's basically like once per short rest, you can juice one of your physical attacks.
Got it. Okay, well that's pretty cool.
It's a handy dandy thing. You don't often see a mechanic say add twice your level of damage to something.
Yeah, you don't often get to add a flat number to anything other than
Really?
weapon attacks and stuff like that. Usually you have to roll a dice to determine what the bonuses are.
Yeah,
True.
usually if they invoke your class level, it is half your class level rounded down, not twice.
Wow.
Big double, big double.
So once per day, you can either turn undead or touch of death. You can use one of those abilities once per day for now. That will increase over time as you level up. You'll get more and more uses of those two abilities. But your pool for Channel Divinity, which I'm going to find a place to help you keep note of on your character sheet. Now you have a spell slot pool and a Channel Divinity pool that are separate. So you can cast spells off of your spell slots.
Yes.
And you can use Channel Divinity off of your Channel Divinity pool, which right now is just one. So you have one use of that.
Cool. Thanks, guys. It takes a village.
It takes a party.
Takes a party to raise a necromancer. Wait, what?
Uh-oh, is that what we're doing?
Raising Marjorie. Everyone make your 2d10 rolls for your goal of the day.
4 and 2.
3 and 7.
Tamagotchi, your goal is to inflict both ranged and melee damage to the same enemy.
Okay.
And you, Marjorie, you said 7 and what?
3 and
3 and 7. Trap damage. Take trap damage.
oh man. Yeah, take damage.
Trap damage.
So Marjorie
too.
gets out a bear trap.
Oh god, that might It may take half my life to be in a bear trap.
I have 8 and 6.
Go through a locked door without using the intended key.
I'm built
My
for this.
foot.
Or Sparkleoneous. That's
I'm a jelly boy.
Was
I'm
made
built
for
for
it.
this. Locked door? Is there an inch below it?
2 and 2.
Kill an enemy with a thrown weapon.
I feel like I did that one before. All right.
Really, I also feel like you did that one before.
Yeah.
Yeah, recently. That was like episode 2 or 3, actually, where we fought the
Yeah.
kobolds.
What if you wanted to roll that a second time, just to see if we can
Okay.
get something more?
Flip the numbers.
Ridiculous?
Isn't it a different spell? If
No,
the
it's
other
2
one?
and 2.
Ah.
You were on the right track though.
How about a 9 and a 6?
Donate half your loot to
I
a
think-
worthy cause.
I think you meant a 6 and a 9. Anyway.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm okay with not making that goal this week. So, oh, speaking of which, Thaddeus made his last week.
6 and 9 is 2 crit fails in a row, so no one wants that.
Yeah, no.
What was your
Such
goal?
low
What did?
odds?
My goal was to take no damage last session, and by no fault of his own, well, mostly by his clumsiness, he managed to not take any damage. He actually ended the session with more hit points than he started because of the bard.
It's true.
Hmm.
He had
I have to reward you for that.
Max health and like 12 temporary hit points or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see. I do need to reward you for that. I gave you a common item. Would you rather have experience or a health potion?
I would like experience, please.
Experience it is. Okie doke. When last we saw our adventurers, you guys were in a hole full of bones and you had just lain waste to kobolds and hobgoblins. You'd been led here by Gib, a traitorous kobold you had captured in a previous encounter, and you were looking to rescue Koryak, M's very best friend, a goblin from the village.
No. One more time. M hates Koryak. M and Koryak will never get
We
along.
did cover
it.
this.
I
We did cover this.
despise Koryak. However, Haribo loves Koryak.
Tamagotchi's very best friend.
Yeah.
Did we end last session in the pit of bones, or did we make our way to the goblin village?
Goblin
Okay.
Village.
Yeah.
We helped.
Goblin
we helped
Village.
put 2 little houses together before we left, so they could sleep
Okay.
at night.
Yeah, we had to wake up Barson.
Then I think we'll resume play in the goblin village, sitting around a fire. It is the 4 of you plus Barson, Koryak, and Gib. The other goblins that you rescued are putting together a third hut over there. I think this is the morning after you guys have pulled them from the pit.
Haribo is helping give them upgrades to all their huts. Of course he is.
Hut grades.
Hut grades like what?
Grades.
Hut grades. I knew you would ask that question. I was immediately regretting this because I didn't have any ideas. Let's see. Hold on. Their doors, all their doors are sliding doors into the wall, which seems kind of fun, but actually when you use that for a long period of time is really fucking annoying. I know because I have one in my house or my apartment. It's really annoying, but it seems cool when you see it the first time. You're like, ooh, sliding door into the wall. But the moment that like a little pebble gets in there, you're all boned. Sunroofs, they can like, I help them with their roof.
Wait. Did you just talk about how bad sliding doors were and then said that you were going to give them all sliding doors?
Again, this is M versus this is Haribo. Haribo's never had a sliding door before.
He's playing
Never had a
Oh,
door.
right. I got lost in it. I was
he's trying to be like, he does upgrade them. So like it's better than they were before. Maybe they were creaky doors and he has improved it. Maybe just because it's a new door and it has this
Invented
new
lids
function.
for the toilets.
I know personally. I know personally that that's going to be annoying down the line, but it's not currently. Currently, it's cool. Like right away, it's cool. I give them like sliding roofs so they can sunroof or not. It's a little.
The whole slides now.
Yeah.
The
yeah,
lid on the
exactly.
toilet slides too.
All 3 houses are modular, and so they can take them apart and put them back together in other ways.
Technically,
They
all
can
houses are like that if you're very, very determined.
I appreciate the scattershot approach because now I get to pick later which of those things was the truth.
I tried all 3 of those things. On each of the houses.
So the modular house actually isn't helpful at all because
No,
you
because
can't
it has no
mod
other
out
pieces to modular. This is like I'm future proofing.
Sort of. Cool. Okay. Well, then we'll also say that Haribo is jotting down drawings of potential improvements for these huts as he's watching background goblins do their thing. We're all around this fire. This, I would think, is a chance for us to sort of put our heads together and figure out what's going on, what we want to do next, where we're at in this sort of this quest that Lord Thorn gave us, and then we sort of moved in our own direction on.
This is Grace out loud trying to remember things. So we went to the Lord, and that's how we met
Oh.
Thaddeus, because
Yes.
we were given get rid of the goblins. And I'll tell you
Stop.
thing about this other quest we had about
Stop
the
the
guy
bandits.
that was weird friendly guy who had the dream.
And the angel.
Yeah, so
And the angel.
What's that guy's
And that
name?
guy's
I've forgotten that
And
guy's
that guy's
name and I
talk-
can't read my notes.
and that guy's talking to somebody else right now while we're doing this. Correct?
I assume he's done
by
by now.
Are we talking about Fella?
Okay.
Bella.
Yeah.
Yes, Ella.
Wilhelm Fella was
There it
talking
is.
to Mondane the wizard in town, while we were talking to the Lord and doing this for him.
Yeah, it's been
Which this is actually still not, like, once we finish this, it's still not technically done
It's-
because we haven't gotten
it's
the
giving-
information for Wilhelm Fella.
Yeah, it's giving if you give a mouse a cookie.
you haven't you
We're
definitely
done with
haven't
the Lord, maybe. Actually, not sure about that either.
No, I don't know if
what's
you're-
his name
you're-
again. I need to write that
Gib.
one down. Gib. Okay.
Gib.
Oh, Gib. I had a quick question for you. So we were sent out here to get rid of the bandits that were attacking the merchants on their way into the town.
Yep.
Was that you lot?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Yes, it was.
Great. I think I just heard a quest ping.
I mean, no. Well,
All right,
What?
the ping
Well.
stopped.
Hold on, Gib.
Gib,
Is
is there
Gib-
more bandits?
I mean, yes.
Oh, sorry,
Y-
I meant are there more bandits?
yes. There's more bandits.
I'd imagine that the Diggins would not have been the full lot of
Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah,
wasn't the leader. That was just the guy in charge of the hole.
Yeah. The Diggins was sort of a side project.
Oh.
I don't think the nameless hobgoblin that I fell at the Diggins would have been enough to be taking down merchant caravans on his land.
And we also let that guy go, the guy that got away on the other.
The creepy little gray man.
The great
Yes.
Yeah, the
creepy little-
Gollum guy. The Gollum
Yes,
guy. Gollum
the
adjacent.
Greyman.
Yeah, he got away.
What could his purpose have been?
He's related to the
I
monk.
mean, he's exactly. He's related to the monk, which we also have no fucking clue what that means.
I'm imagining Sparkeloneous just kind of drawing this in the dirt with like a stick and then crossing things that we don't know. Which is everything.
I can't draw that because I don't know what it is.
I got
Gib.
no room for all the new drawings with all the question marks.
Gib.
So, yeah, could you take us to him?
Yeah. Well, where might they be?
Who?
The rest, you know.
The rest of them, Gib.
The rest of you lot.
like, come on now. Like we said.
you're with us now, but you know the rest of your former lot.
Again, if you want to earn this trust, Gib, next combat we have, we're definitely tying you in a tree at the moment. You have to earn not being tied up like a piñata every time we want to go into combat, Gib.
Yeah, and I don't want to dislike your answer because then we'll have to tie you to the dwarf.
I feel like Gabe just got a lot of shit for Gabe's misunderstanding.
That will be the way with Gib, I feel like, the whole time.
That's the trouble of being an NPC.
Well, put me right in my place, didn't you? Okay. Well, you guys have the map. This map, the one here. Here's the map.
Thanks, Gib.
Gib holds
Boston,
it up and
get the
starts
map.
pointing.
Yeah, Barson takes the map from whoever's got it and holds it up and stands behind it. You're welcome, boss. Let me once again recommend X marks the spot. X is where the treasure's at.
Boston,
all of
we
my-
do not need an opinion. We were just looking for an easel stand. Thank you for holding it.
Oh, picking the NPC so hard today.
Well,
I mean,
I will
have-
say, I'll say, hey, it's me, Gib again. X does mark where the rest of the bandits are. All the rest of the kobolds. That's our hideout.
Are you being honest with us right now, Gabe?
Yeah, I want to roll.
I want to trust you. I want so badly to trust you.
rolling.
Just look in my eyes, and the pebbles float around from wherever they were in Sparkeloneous straight up to the base. Look in my eyes, and tell me if you're telling the truth. And I'm gonna roll a insight check.
I did too. I got
19.
I got 22.
Wow, those are some good numbers. He appears to be telling the truth.
All right, Gib. You seem all right.
Yep.
I like the cut of your jib, Gib.
The
Jib,
jib,
jib.
the Gib jib.
The Gib Jib.
All right, that's
Aw.
enough.
It's a good
We're
name for
bonding with
The
you.
recap. It's our next cut of the Gib Jib. But
So,
if I have
numbers.
to deliver,
You think we could beat him in a fight? A little tussle? What do you think?
I don't
I
know.
mean, we got all these new guys.
There's a
How
lot of
many
them.
are there?
wait, you want to lead
How
the
many
remaining
are there?
the remaining goblin villagers into battle?
No.
I think,
I meant
there
just
will...
me.
How many?
Oh, how many?
How many's a lot, Gib?
Lots.
Yeah. Gib.
Are the
I
other
don't know.
goblins there?
Hold up your hands. How many?
I don't have enough.
And a pants?
Gib, if we only saved male goblins from the diggings. If and there was only 5 of them. This village is quite a bit more than 5. I would be curious where the remaining males and also every single female of the village has ended up.
Where is everybody else?
Are they also
There's
exactly?
children,
Are they
too.
also
I
at
think
the
children
X?
are there.
Children, the elder. Are they at the X, Gib, or are they? I think you had mentioned something to the left of the road on this map,
The left of the road.
over in the pine forests.
I have mentioned no such thing.
And then Koryak steps in, and Koryak sounds like a
Right, that was
jaded
you, my best friend.
detective.
I do apologize.
I believe I should step in here. They came with a troop of hobgoblins. Our little village of gatherers and workers. We didn't have a chance. The hobgoblins, they were a trained troop, led by some sort of figure out of the Underdark, gray and short as one of us. But
Sparkleoneous gasped with his whole body.
we didn't have a shot. There was only 10 or so of us that knew anything to do with fighting, and we fought, but there was nothing we could do. And they split us up. Those of us that could dig, they took to the diggins. Those of us that couldn't dig, they took back east to their mountain. And then they took the elder, the little gray fella, and one of the hobgoblins. And they took her west. They took her, I believe, to meet the monk. they thought maybe she'd have some information because she'd been around so long that could be helpful for him. I don't know if that answers your question. You asked it a while ago, but there it is.
What's
you guys
the
already.
X?
The X is our hideout. Says Gib.
Is that? I'm just trying to grasp. Is that important to us rescuing the rest of the goblins? Not as like a cold shoulder. I'm just trying. I don't understand if that's. It just exists on this map, correct? Perfect.
Yes, yeah. The kobolds appear to be involved with the bandit quest from the Lord, and they do appear to be involved in the rest of this, but only sort of tangentially.
Right. I mean, as much as like fodder in the front lines, like they're just brought into the fight.
Yeah. Gib says, yep, they came to our hideout as well, but you know we're all for the raiding and pillaging of merchants, so we just said yes sir, let's do it, let's storm the battlements, let's take them for all they're worth. So they just gave us a new chieftain, and they left us be to do our good work. I used to be called Good Work Gib, but not anymore. Now it's just Gib.
I'd be curious, Gib. Did you or Koryak? I apologize. Excuse me, Koryak. Did you get to see firsthand, or did any of you other goblins? I imagine that they've got onto this conversation at this point. This feels like an important conversation to the goblins. If you know anything about the small gray fella or the monk and the abilities they have, might help us in our confrontation. If any of you saw firsthand.
Nope. They didn't give us a whole lot of opportunities for observing their capabilities, if you know what I mean.
Sure. I guess the front lines would have.
The
taken
hobgoblins did all the fighting there. He watched and
they didn't even need to use whatever. Okay, cool. That's less cool than I actually am saying. So where to next then? Should we Koryak? What is most? I mean, I'd imagine that we should rescue the larger group of your community.
Yeah, because it's
elders
just
in
the
the
elder
opposite
at the
direction,
mountain. Yeah.
Well, the elders to the other way. The rest of the
around.
goblins went to the mountain.
Will
But if I
they-
recall, someone said the mountain was bad for us right now.
Okay, sort of straighten all of that out. A troop of hobgoblins took the remaining goblins from the village back to the mountain.
Hobgoblins took most of the goblins to the east to the mountain. Monk.
The elder was taken west to an undisclosed location. We think to meet with the monk and give whatever information they may or may not have. As far as like objectives for you guys, the Lord's quest would have you go and deal with the kobolds at their hideout because they're the ones doing the majority of the raiding right now. Koryak wants you guys to go to the mountain. Honestly, actually, Koryak's fine with you going east or west because for the moment, Koryak's been like deputized as the leader of these goblins, and he doesn't really want this burden. And so if you guys go rescue the elder, that's also good because then he doesn't have to be in charge. But the majority of the goblins want you to go west to try and rescue their fellows. Gib doesn't. I don't. Does Gib have an opinion? No. Gib could use some breakfast. That's what
could
Gib...
use some breakfast.
Can catch a rat.
I guess as far as like other things that you guys could do is you could go back to town and try and track down either Mundane the Wizard or Wilhelm Fella and try and progress any of that.
Well,
Or you could go and find Neville. Neville's also around somewhere.
What's going on?
Yes.
to be quite honest, folks, I don't quite know if we have the manpower to go and storm the battlements over in the mountains, so to speak. Perhaps we go back to town and try and recruit some more hands, or...
I think the more time we spend, the more likely the goblins are just dead. I feel
Well-
like on our way to the mountain, we could stop at least and take care of this a majority of this kobold problem. Maybe, along with Gib, maybe find a few extra allies.
That makes sense to me. I just don't want to, go straight into the lion's den unprepared, as it were.
I don't know how much time we have to save these people. And that is sort of where my intentions lie at the moment, is a large majority. I think if we could take on... There's a timer ticking in any direction. The elder of the goblins would be helpful as well, but she is unfortunately in the opposite direction. I feel like we could hit two birds with one stone, to use the proverb, by going to the east. And I imagine gain some extra power along the way. Through the use of our
Koryak, I
fists.
have a question for you. How old's the elder?
Old for a goblin.
All right.
That was my one.
Just
that's
want
my-
to make sure, like, old age isn't going to be a factor here.
I wouldn't think so. Not unless something bad was happening.
Well, something
To,
bad's happening, so...
Well, then,
Yeah, I think we maybe have to go...
old
west.
age and end of life then is always kind of a factor if something bad's happening.
Yeah, and there's only one of them there. I think we gotta go west. Just a numbers game at that point.
East. Thought the fort and the mountain were east. Not
East.
that we're going to the mountain. But the cobalt
Well, no,
fort is
but
to the east.
he is correct in that the percentage
those-
chance, like, there is only if one person dies to the west, then that's 100% loss. Whereas if we save the elder, by maybe at the loss of one goblin to the right or to the east, we have not lost 100% of our goal to that at least direction.
Let's try
Plus,
and
like,
save as much of your village as we possibly can by
That's-
going away
that's
from the
pretty-
elder.
It's pretty grim, but
Welcome to the trolley problem. So first we're going to invent a trolley.
the what?
I'm not driving. You can't put
Um,
me behind the wheel of the trolley. I won't do it.
See, it's the guy at the lever who's driving, technically. Not the guy inside. Alright. This is a space joke. Can't believe you don't get this, Tamagotchi. I don't actually make those. I don't know what space is. Alright. Alright then. Boston, I'm going to go have a little lie down over there on the ground. So, wake me up whenever we're ready to boogie.
Okay, boss.
Boston, you're well rested at this point, right?
I've been sleeping since you last saw me.
Alright then.
Thaddeus,
Suspicious.
For a little meditation.
while
Sparkleoneous
he's
is gonna go meditate.
meditating, Thaddeus, Marjorie, what are your opinions on this matter? Which way should we go?
I think we ought to go to the kobold camp. I know there's a risk of losing the elder, but if we go to save the elder, there's a risk of losing more of the goblin at the kobold camp. So, weighing the odds, it's the needs of the many.
Yeah, the elder can't be the elder if all the other goblins are dead.
Well,
You want to save the future.
She stops being old.
Well, like
yeah,
she's
no,
like,
I mean, the elder is still the elder, no matter how many goblins you have. If
I know,
that's
but
if
she's the elder.
oldest.
Like,
Well, if she
She's
dies,
the
wouldn't
oldest
Koryak
goblin.
be the elder? Like, they have an elder no matter what.
There's always a goblin elder, and it doesn't change unless we lose the current elder. The number of goblins we lose otherwise doesn't change who the elder is.
I'm elder as like wiser, passing on the wisdom and the knowledge. But if there's no one else to pass it on to, then that's the point.
That's true.
She's got 5 male goblins to pass it on to.
You can't make a new elder if you've only got one.
I'm hoping she's wiser and more resilient and can hold out till we get there.
I think
That's
that
a
is
good-
a fair point.
That's
I
a good
think we
point.
should also go to the Cobalt camp because I think we can get more at that step because I think where all the goblins are being held is probably more guarded.
It takes
right?
care
Yeah.
of our lord problem as
Mechanically-
well as a stepping stone towards the mountain, for sure.
Because what if the Lord is like,
Mechanically-
here's some people to help?
Dealing with the kobolds definitely does advance. I think more of your quest lines, quote unquote, since you're dealing with the Lord, and you'll get experience for fighting the kobolds, experience for completing the quest, and then maybe the Lord will have more to tell you. Maybe we can progress Fella's stuff as well. Tough to say, but you won't know unless you deal with these kobolds.
To the east, then, after a rest. Well, I guess it's morning, so to the east, then, I say we should, do we bring Gib with us? Or do we make
We've
Gib
gotta bring
work off
Gib.
and... That's true. We can't trust him to stay alone in the Goblin Village. Plus,
Well,
all his
also,
extra information.
He knows a lot. Yeah, Gib, for a kobold, he's very knowledgeable about, as for being an underling, you know?
What?
He's
Gib, you are incredibly helpful.
Don't tell anyone I said that.
Or we can also
Then
get him
keep
some
being
berries or
helpful.
some mushrooms or something to eat, or a snack. Does he want breakfast?
He did mention breakfast earlier. Yeah, you can have some breakfast. I'm not gonna starve the guy.
I don't know.
As
Do
long
we
as the
trust Gib enough to
information
give him
flows,
breakfast?
the food flows.
Is he going to be more powerful if we give him breakfast? Do you think he'll be able to break out?
So, I'm hearing that we want to journey east through the forest to find the kobolds camp.
This is sounding correct to me.
Indeed.
All right. Then you guys form up, the four of you, and also Gib. Is Gib free? Is Gib free and unbound, or is Gib still tied up and
ask?
attached to somebody?
I think you
Why
ought to
do
be
you
at least
ask?
on a leash. The
On a
parrot,
leash.
you ought to be on a leash.
Freak on a
I
leash.
think rope
Okay.
bound and on a leash.
He's got hands. He's not a child. He could untie his.
No, that's what I'm
You
saying.
could,
Like rope
but like you
bound,
could see him.
walking
But
with
if he
his
tries,
arms
you
bound.
just jerk on the rope and knock him down and tie it back up tighter.
And then you stab him.
Only one.
Stabbing
Just
Gib.
once.
I like Gib.
Well, he
Then
needs
you
to
can
earn
hold the
trust
leash.
still.
So
What about
Sparkeloneous
Marson?
doesn't like Gib, but Lawrence
You
likes
keep
Gib.
not trusting Gib, though. You always roll insight on Gib. I don't know how much you really like Gib, other than just like conceptually.
I conceptually like Gib. What about
I love
Barson?
the idea of Gib. Oh yeah, what about
Is
Barson?
Barson coming?
Yeah, what about Barson?
I mean,
Boston, do you
can-
want to go into battle or do you want to stay here?
No.
Maybe.
Wait a second,
no to
Barson.
which one?
That
If
was
you're-
quick.
If you're as powerful
Yeah.
as any other commoner out there, some experience could do you good in the battlefield.
Oh, one hit point.
Nope.
I think Boston's experienced plenty of battlefields in his time.
I've
Have you ever
experienced
talked to
all the battlefields I've ever wanted to.
Yeah, Boston, why don't you go and make sure we keep our room at the tavern and you know, we'll be back eventually.
Can I
Update the Lord on
uh,
our progress could be helpful.
as far as the room at the tavern, we don't exactly have one of those anymore.
Oh, that's alright, I won't be home for a while, so you just, you know, figure it out.
Oh, okay, boss.
Hey, are you
Could
gonna
I-
ask why we don't have
You're
it?
wily, Boston. You've got all kinds of skills. Surely you could help someone out around town, make a little cheddar.
Wait.
I'm sure
You're not-
goblins could use a hand around town as well.
You're not gonna give him
Yeah.
any money?
You're not gonna give me any money? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you had your own money. Do you need an allowance? Did you not
No.
take your cut from the last show?
It went
'Cause I
into
didn't
red.
get paid for that show yet either.
I mean, well, I was sort of counting on, you know, the income from the next show to sort of to
Oh,
get
I've
us
been there before.
this far, you know. I did what we usually do, you know, the old Sparkeloneous Barson 1-2, where you play the show and I drink all of the proceeds.
Oh, I see. So that's where your money's been going.
I keep
No wonder he
turning
was so
around to
sleepy.
walk away,
Right.
but this gets more and more absurd with every sentence. This man is stealing your money, Sparkeloneous.
It's
Well,
not
what he does
stealing,
with
we're a
his-
team. I'm
what he
I'm
does with his
spending
cut
our
is-
money.
What he does with his cut is his business. So, Boston, I'll tell you what.
So can I have some of your money?
I'm gonna give you all of the silver pieces in my pocket.
Don't
If
do
you-
that.
If you can guess how many there are.
4.
Yeah, close enough. And
It's a
Sparkeloneous, his little kettle comes out of his tummy onto the ground, and he opens it up. He ruffles through it for a minute, and then he hands
I still
Barson
hate that.
3 silver pieces.
Oh,
That'll be
Thank
alright,
you.
right? We'll be back in a couple days.
it'll be great. Thank you, boss.
Yeah, you have fun, alright? Don't get into too much trouble.
Yep, that's the plan. Yes, boss.
I'll tell my mum on you. Hey, no one likes that. Alright
you
then, I'll
dare.
see you later, Boston.
She'll track us down.
Y'all, was it just me or was Barson acting mad sus this episode?
No, that's just how Boston is.
Sounds
It
to
is
me
just
like
how
he's a
Barson
bit of a
is.
thief.
Yeah, that's just how Boston is.
It's
He takes
not
care of me, though.
stealing if it's our money.
I always say, it's not gambling if you make money.
Yeah. You
No.
just made money somehow.
No.
It's true. It's not gambling.
later.
It's not gambling. You made it. You made
I'll
more
make
money.
later. It's sort of like an investment. Boston's an
It's-
investment.
It's only gambling if you lose the money. You heard it here first, kids.
No.
Alright, so
no.
can somebody lock one of these sliding doors really quick?
I did not think about a locking mechanism.
Look, it's been
alright.
45
I'm
minutes.
sure we'll come across one. Just,
I love that we spent like 45 minutes on deciding what we're gonna do next.
We knew, Gabe and I knew coming into this episode that that's what this was going to be. We were
Yeah,
talking about before, like, man, we got a lot of loose ends, huh? We got a lot of options.
I told you guys that this was going to be a sandbox style campaign, and what that means is that like I leave all of the options open, and you guys just walk down the path you walk down.
Yeah, I
And,
mean, we
the things
definitely
will
had
happen.
to like shore up
Like
you,
the
you gotta
Witcher.
pick something.
Well, yeah, we're in the wilderness now. We may as well go further in the wilderness.
to the east.
To the east.
Do we need to? Are we people that need to like gather food? Is that the kind of?
I've
we
still
need
got
provisions?
10 days of rations.
I feel like when
Or are
we
you not that
mentioned
kind of
breakfast,
DM?
we were probably like eating some form of like hunted bird or something. You know, just like something simple
Oh.
over a fire. Nothing intense.
I've actually only
Maybe
got
you were
5
eating a
days of
rat?
rations.
I'm certain that it was a combination of rations and also perhaps some sort of a game, like a rabbit or a bird,
Gathered
as well
goods?
as some gathered goods, some leaves, some berries, some tubers.
A
Find a lot
chair.
of tubers, did we?
I love
Sure.
tubers,
A
dude.
stool.
I love a good tuber. I don't know. I mean, I guess actually, as far as Sparkleoneous goes, one food's as good as another.
Yeah, my
Um,
5 days of rations are just like, this one is a carved rabbit, and this one is...
Wow, your 5 days of rations aren't good for anyone else. It's just, it's
No, I like to think, because
a
I
sack of knickknacks.
I've got very open options. Technically, anything in my pack could be rations.
You could
So I think
pick up
the
a
5 days of
fucking
rations are
tree
standard
branch and
rations.
eat it. You don't
I think
have
they're
to
just
do this,
standard
but you
rations.
chose it, and I love it.
Oh yeah.
Just
Okay.
eat the rubble that's around this ruined village. You could just
Yeah,
like
but
eat a
that's not
plank
very
of wood.
interesting, is it?
Hmm.
Eating a rock. Can't eat a rock. It's one of the
Can't.
things I can't eat.
It's true. You did pick one of the very few things Sparkleoneous
There's only
can't
3
eat.
of them.
We're headed into the woods. Let's do survival checks. Let's do survival checks for the two in the middle, and perception checks for whoever's going first and last.
I'm in the middle.
Am I first or is Thaddeus first? I think Thaddeus is first.
I think I'm first, yeah.
Middle or was I at end?
Survival
You're
check.
last.
Survival
fact,
check
actually-
here from Sparkeloneous. I've got a 14.
Grace? Just give me an odd or even.
An odd or even?
Even or odd. Flip a coin.
Oh, let's do even.
All right.
Thaddeus was not perceptive with a 7.
Am I still rolling?
Yes.
If you're in the back, you're rolling perception.
All right, that'd be an 18.
I also got an 18 on survival.
Nice. Nice. Okay. All right. So you guys make your way through the trees. I imagine that someone else has Gibb's leash if Thaddeus is going first, or is Gibb really in the lead?
Oh no, I'll hold Gib if Thaddeus is busy and in lead of our party.
Cool. you guys meander through the forest with Gib giving Thaddeus the occasional bit of, take a left here at this little path. You can tell it because there's a tree stump that looks like your grandmother or my grandmother. It's not helpful except to me, but it looks like my grandmother.
Kind of looks like my grandmother
Worst
too.
GPS ever.
Yeah. Is very old school. It's not standard. It's it's
Turn
take a left at the
rock that looks like my grandmother. What?
You guys are making your way through the woods, and Thaddeus, you see up ahead of you. You are perhaps 2/3 of the way to where Gibbs says the hideout's going to be, and you see a couple of kids ahead of you on the path. They wave at you and they say, no. Nope. Elven. Vaguely.
Children.
Two
Okay.
elven children. You've never seen elven children before, but here they are. And they wave at you and they say, "Hey, mister!"
I will hold up my hand to stop the rest of the party, and then I will converse with them. What?
I pull on the leash just a little.
That's so Wait, is it a leash or is it like a little backpack harness situation like those kids at Disney World?
Well, if I'm leading him along, he is his arms are bound at his side, like the rope goes around him, and then it's leashed backwards. So he's just like walking along. He has not earned trust. He is an enemy, has not earned trust.
Full prisoner outfit for poor old Gib. He's given so much information, and yet this is the treatment that he receives.
I gave him a gemstone.
You know,
He
I guess
has it
he has
still.
earned trust, but every time that Grace
It's all
rolls an
that he's
insight
got.
check, I just imagine that he's he's being a liar.
It is a gemstone
Let
that
him
I
have
got
one
from
arm
his
out.
dead friend. I got him from his dead friend Bib, but it is
Okay, fine. You are right.
gemstone for him.
It is just like a little loop around his stomach. He has access to his hands. I'm not gonna take it away from him.
Both
Okay.
hands.
Nice.
Sparkeloneous vouched for him.
Anyways, there's kids in the road. There's kids on the
Oh,
path that then Thaddeus is talking to them and they say, "Hey, mister, we lost our cat. Can you help us?
Well, this obviously seems like a lie.
I don't trust these two kids.
They stuttered about the one thing that they were trying to say to us. They
As
only
a
had
former-
one thing they were trying to say, and it seemed like they were making it up just immediately. I'm
As
gonna
a
roll
former-
insight on this two children.
as a former urchin, I don't
Should we help these
trust.
kids?
Hi, I've got a 22 over here, Sparkeloneous, with a
God
22
damn it.
insight check. I'd really like to know what's up with this shit.
Yeah, he can read their minds.
Wow. Okay. Let's see. 22 on insight. They're not telling you everything, but it does seem like they do need your help. That
Alright,
part's real.
kids. Hi, I'm Sparkeloneous, you know, from the bar.
Who?
So,
What?
Let it out,
You're made
go
of-
down.
You're made of blob. What are you?
I'm made of Sparkeloneous stuff. What's the deal with this cat here? What are you telling me?
He's up in a tree.
What
He-
tree? Like an evil tree?
You
No.
kids are liars. You guys are lying.
Like an ent of some sort?
I don't even need an insight check.
What do
to
you
know
want?
That you're
Be
giving us
honest.
the
What do you
runaround.
want?
Alright, Marjorie, let's not be rude to him.
But I did
gotta-
get a 7,
Oh,
so
wait.
I'm not
I'm just-
100%
I'm
sure.
just shouting
children.
again. I'm just shouting, hey, stop lying. Tell you're lying from here.
They're
Stop.
We're the
they're elven
most
children, so I guess
untrusting party ever.
elven children could be 50 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, why do these
We're
kids
not-
sound like they're like like Muppets as elves?
'Cause they're
What's
Muppet
wrong with-
elves.
What's wrong with sounding like this? You got something? You got something to say about my voice? About
Why
my
are you
voice?
making fun of a stranger, Marjorie? You are evil.
It is the first evil thing that we've seen Marjorie do.
Just make fun
Mock-
of the random kid
mocking
passerby. Yeah.
Wow.
Alright, kids, so I'm not gonna lie.
Not
to
really
you.
an evil you can get behind, huh?
I'm not gonna lie to you. This doesn't really seem like something that we can really be that helpful with. But
You know what? We don't even want your help.
All right then, we'll be moving along. You have a good day.
We were gonna give you something real cool, but you didn't trust us. You didn't want to deal with our
your cat
stuff.
along the way,
That's
we will
okay.
get
We've
it down
got
from
sort of
the
like
tree.
a place that we've got.
If you be more trustworthy about it, then maybe we'd believe you. You guys are sus.
It's all right. We do kind of have a place to be going to. Time is kind of the essence. You know, like we are elder, cat in a tree, most of a goblin village. You know, sort of the weight and scale.
We'll put it on our list
All right,
and we'll get back to it. We'll see you in a few months.
If the cat is still in the tree, and if you guys are more believable, we'll come back. Yeah, try it again with more
That's a lot
feeling.
of conditions. There's so many more conditions than two kids with a cat in a tree. Okay. Well,
You've got
by
to
a cat,
understand
did
you
you
were
mean,
being
like-
shifty.
Yeah, did you buy a
How
cat? Did you
old
mean
are
like
you?
a mountain lion or something? Is this like a mean cat? Or like a cute cat? Or is this a trick that the cat's actually like a manticore or something?
Is the cat a trick?
we think the cat's cute.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Urchin knows an urchin. Are you guys urchins?
Urchin's got a urch.
Co-urchin.
This is a forest. How could they be urchin?
It's
What are
urchin.
two
but-
kids doing in the middle of the forest?
You can urchin.
Yeah, it's sus as hell.
Sus no sus, if you know what I mean.
Well, if we see
True.
your cat, we'll get it out of the tree, but we really must be on the way. Several of our friends are in danger, and a cat can land just fine jumping out of a tree.
Yeah, do you want to go help us free?
Actually, what I'll say is that your cat is, in fact, not stuck up in the tree, and that it can get down anytime it chooses to. So if you just relax, the cat will, in fact, come down from the tree eventually.
We don't know if it is a cat. They said they thought it was cute, which makes you think it might be something. Do manticores exist? This is Grace asking.
Gabe answering manticores do exist. Haribo, make a persuasion check. That's not bad. That's not a bad piece of reasoning there.
Natural 19, persuasion 22.
Oh hell yeah. Okay. They were not stoked about the way you guys have been handling them thus far. But with what Haribo says, they say, "All right, really did want some assistance, but you've made an excellent point. We ourselves are the assistants. We just have to wait. And if we're patient, then the cat will come down. Thank you, I guess, to you specifically. You specifically with
That's
the
right.
red hair.
Another
You and the
job well
overalls.
done.
You. Thank you, overalls man.
I
And
told them
the
no
rest
in
of
the
you,
best way possible and got a mission
Just believe
complete.
Believe in yourself or something, I guess. Just trust. I don't know. You got
Alright,
it.
well then I'll see you at my next show.
You're sus.
Sus squirt.
I think they might have just learned that word.
Well, squeezed more fun out of that than I thought I would.
Now I kind of want to know what the cat was all about. But we'll
Too
never know.
late.
Moving on.
You burned
Wait.
that bridge.
Yeah, you're the one who just went into them.
Hey,
heavy
that
with
was
them.
Mark. Okay.
No. Grace
that
wants
was-
to know.
I know I don't do a character voice, so it gets confusing, all right? But I am curious. Marjorie does not trust two random children showing up and asking me to help their cat in the woods. Hell no.
Thaddeus
What?
would have helped them, but he was overrun by the rest of the party. So
Thaddeus would have been robbed, probably, or eaten by some.
Thaddeus
Eldritch
is not
horror
as
that was
squishy
the
as
cat.
the rest of you.
I'm comfortable going
Despite
into
being
that
the
one.
only level 1.
Yeah.
It's true.
All right, we
Okay,
continue onward,
we
I guess,
move on.
after we metaphorically.
We leave those children in the dust. We fully just walk right by them after exchanging some hurtful words.
Hey, Tamagotchi gave him advice.
I made them feel better about their situation.
Except for Tamagotchi, and also
Mr.
Thaddeus,
Southern
to an
Hospitality.
extent. But y'all walk right by him.
Gabe wouldn't have trusted him either. I'm just saying.
Gib would have tried to eat them. He's not a very good metric.
Hasn't earned the right to trust anyone yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Gibbs on the leash.
So you handle that handily, and you move forward, and you are starting to enter a more wild portion of the forest.
Group stealth check?
Group stealth check sounds like a great idea.
We should be maybe a little bit more stealthy as we move forward and get closer to the hideout.
Sorry, I just put a lot of rocks inside of my. I'm just carrying some rocks around inside, so I've got a 4.
I got an 8.
Sorry, I'm sort of jingling around over here.
We sort of
Okay,
rely on you to not get a 4. Oh wait,
That's
no,
2
you get
fails.
disadvantage too. Oh, 3 of us have disadvantage. Oh no.
I got a
That's
17.
an 11 from Thaddeus.
I got 17.
We need some invisibility potions.
What did Gib get?
What did Gib
What
get?
What's Gib's stealth? He's a little lizard.
Gib got rope burn. That's what Gib got.
You want Gib to roll stealth for you too? I mean, I guess it can't make it worse unless I roll a 1.
True.
Okay, I rolled a 7, so total of 9 didn't make it better. Gib is nope, never mind. I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say that Gib is like singing a hiking song, but then y'all would have made me try and like sing a hiking song, and I thought better of that. Really, just right at the last moment, I was like, you know what? I'm not J.R.R.
Yeah. What is
I
a
can't just come
kobold?
up
What
with
is a kobold hiking song?
trail music? That's not my vibe at all.
Gonna get him, gonna steal him, clap, 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 gonna get him, gonna stab him, clap, 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 clap.
That's one
There
that
you
I
go.
learned from a kobold one time.
It's a pretty good
You
one.
ever-
I'm
you
gonna
ever heard that
try
one,
and
Gib?
remember that one.
Well, I guess I was the only stealthy one, but because I'm with you guys, none
Yeah,
of us
sorry,
are.
I was singing a song.
Yeah. Gib and Sparkeloneous are both singing this.
Not at full volume, but we are singing it.
At least I'm in the back, so like I'm stealthy in the back, so maybe they'll attack them up front, and I can maybe do a surprise.
Okay.
Way, yeah, that's a good idea.
You guys progress down the trail until the trail cuts across a river. And when it does that, Gib stops singing and he says, "So our hideout is up this river. It's in a cave behind a waterfall, so we'll have to sort of deal with that. But this is probably where we'll want to get off the beaten path and not approach him from the road, by which I mean the river, I guess."
I'm
So-
rolling for
Yeah, do we trust what he's saying
Gib.
to us?
I am slowly starting to tie Gib up to the bridge while he's saying that.
I trust you, Gib, but I am but one, and they are many.
insight.
Why do you
Wait,
keep tying me up?
What?
I wish you didn't.
What's the difference between insight and perception again?
Perception is what you can
Insight
see with
is-
your eyes. Insight is what you feel about what you see with your eyes.
What you
Or
feel
hear with
heart.
your ears. Do you trust like
Okay,
what? Yeah, like feel
so
it with your
then-
gut.
So then that's a 23 for insight.
Goodness.
Yeah, I got +5 on my wisdom check.
Gib, this is significantly better than last time. Am I right? We tied you up like a piñata last time. I'd say you've earned a little bit of leeway this time by being tied on the ground. Baby steps. You tried to murder us, after all.
How do we keep him from running away?
It was
Is he,
2
like-
sessions ago.
Tied to a rock or something? Like, how do we?
Yeah, I'm tying him to the bridge. The Gabe mentioned something about a bridge over a river, right?
I sure didn't.
Oh,
the
then a
road
tree.
crossed the river, but
Then a tree
um,
across the river.
cool. All right, you've tied him to a tree.
I got a 23.
I don't
Is he
appreciate
believable?
This rough treatment. He is believable. He's yet to lie to you on any point.
Well,
but you
if he
keep
does, I'll know.
asking. You know what?
He's gonna
You
check
got me
every
there.
time.
We probably
It's a
don't
great
want
way to
tie
get
him up this
experience.
close to the main road, do we? We would want to tie him up off the beaten track closer to the waterfall.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're
You-
right.
Future Gabe, thanks you for raising that question.
I untie him just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
All right, Gabe, we are too
Oh.
far away.
You know
Get
what?
back the
You know,
potatoes.
now that I've thought of it, when you're tying him back up, give me a sleight of hand check.
Lose
Oh,
Gabe.
come on, please. Oh, come
He
on,
gives
please.
us so much information for free.
14.
Okay, cool. You tie him up with a 14.
Guys, we gotta start being nice to the Gib, otherwise he's gonna try and get away.
I am being
I'm
nice
saying
to
that
Gib.
he's
I was
yeah,
just
he-
outvoted.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of mixed treatment of Gib, I will say.
He's made a lot of
True.
progress. It's been 24 hours since he tried to put us in since he in fact put Thaddeus in a spiked pit.
It's true.
So he
He
has
did
made
really
baby
try and get
steps in the
us.
2 encounters we have had in that time. He is not tied up in a tree like a pinata anymore for passers-by to swing. We left a stick under him last time. This is significantly better.
Did we really stick?
No,
Jeez.
no, we did not. We tied him up out of Pinata's reach, in fact, but I'm just making a funny joke. Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
I
he's
believe you.
it's progress.
Maybe
Maybe next time you can join us, Gib. I'll even outfit you with a dagger myself if you are here when we return.
Oh, you know, all right. Thank you, I guess. I still don't like being tied to this tree, but
Stockholm syndrome all up and down this man.
I guess there could be worse. All right.
So we leave Gib behind, tied to a tree.
Off the beaten path.
Off the beaten path. 10, 15 minutes of tramping through the woods, sort of off to one side of this stream, and we start to hear a waterfall in the distance. Are we all trying to peek on this waterfall all at once? Are we trying to charge in there? Are we trying to send a scout? I think the hearing of the waterfall is the cue that there could be some fighting hereabouts.
I think
it's
we need to assess the situation. So clearly, Thaddeus is not the stealthy one, so someone else needs to go look.
Marjorie.
Yeah,
Sparkeloneous
probably.
also
You
doesn't
have been
disadvantage, I think.
voluntold.
I gotta roll first. Don't worry, guys. I gotta roll for stealth, which is, I guess, stretching. I don't know. See if my got cracky knees.
I guess, Sparkeloneous, have you given yourself a disadvantage to stealth? Was that a joke, or is that a real thing? I'm just trying to actually remember.
No, I think that one was a joke. I think there's only 2 people in the party that have disadvantage because
Okay,
you guys
okay.
are wearing plate mail and shit.
Then also Sparkeloneous.
I think it's pretty muffled. I think it's pretty muffled inside of my body. I could wrap things in cloth. I got a 19.
I only got a 15, so he's still here than me.
Nice. The two of you creep through the tree line to the edge where you can see down into the valley where the stream continues on. And through the tree line, you see the waterfall. It's about 20 feet across, crashing down with thunderous intensity. There is a darkness behind it. Could it be a cliff face? Could it be a cave? You know it's a cave, but it could be either. In front of the waterfall is a clearing in the trees. Going about some various business in the clearing. Some appear to be keeping watch. Some are bringing back trapped animal or a sack of tubers or something. But milling about in the clearing in front of this waterfall are 13 kobolds equipped in various ways. Some of them have javelins, slings that you're used to. Some of them have shields and swords. 13 kobolds mill about in this clearing in front of the waterfall. Some of them come in and out from the waterfall as you watch longer. Some of the ones carrying like food and provisions go into the water, and some of them carrying nothing but their javelins come out.
And is that happening pretty regularly, or is that there are long stretches between those things?
Longer
stretches.
stretches at least. I think you see this happen maybe twice in the 5 minutes that you watching.
So are we gonna?
Maybe we should
Sneak
We should
in?
build a pit and lure them into it.
One by one.
Just a deeper pit. That way we
Two
can
every
actually
5
fit
minutes.
13 kobolds in there. We'll make our specialty kobold soup. We have more ingredients than ever before.
Don't love that as the person playing the kobolds, but yeah, I don't want to also play the soup.
And the people carrying provisions, kobolds, are they? So they're going out, or they're coming from somewhere else into the?
They are.
One more time.
They're coming up the stream and into the waterfall.
Okay.
Should we go upstream and see what they're coming from, or maybe we could sneak our way in? I could maybe fit in a box. Be a very heavy box.
I think it's just Marjorie and Sparkeloneous at this scene.
I mean, I think the two of you can go back to the main troop and like explain what
Yeah,
you've
I think
seen
Sparkleoneous
and-
probably slides down and gives him the lay of the land.
Does anyone have an idea of how we can sneak in? A box is not a bad idea.
Can anyone disguise themselves to look like a kobold?
No.
You know what? I do know a kobold who might be up to this job, actually.
Here's that moment of trust, Gib.
Do you have any way to disguise yourself to sneak into this, to help, like, Lawrence, if Lawrence hides in a box, or if Sparkeloneous hides in a box, do you have any way to hide yourself to
Dress,
help him sneak
like-
in? Or even more of us, because more of us
Yeah,
could hide in box, if we can.
Sparkleoneous' thought was, we need somebody disguised as a kobold to push the box into the lair, or we need a kobold, and I do know a kobold that might be able to help us.
We're gonna have a big box
Yep.
with so many of us.
We're trying to like Roman style
Trojan horse.
Trojan horse style. Okay.
I mean, you know, as far as what we've seen, that's really the only movement in and out, and we don't really want to do a straight up and down fight with 13 kobolds, probably.
Is it just kobolds coming in and out? Because don't they work with the
They do work with
bandits, or is it-
they do. Oh, they do work with the bandits, but
there
Just
bandits?
kobolds. They could be kobold bandits.
that's true. That's true.
I thought maybe there could be other races that I could.
Well, I
Hold on.
think if there were more of a,
Keep-
like, Sparkeloneous alone in the box is, what does he do when he gets in, right? We would
That's
need
a good
more of
question.
us- more of us in this equation. And Haribo
I could make a mess.
sighs, and he turns into a kobold. And
Ooh.
says, but with me and Gib, we might very well be able to push the three of you
Were you a
on in the
kobold this
waterfall.
whole time?
What the fuck?
We'll go back for... Sorry, Gib. I'm not
Yeah,
a
so,
kobold.
So
I'm just,
three of us come back. So 3 of us come back, and there's a new kobold, and we've come back to Gib about 10 minutes after leaving.
Ah, Gib.
All right, Gib.
Ah!
It's our,
What?
it's our
Ah!
friend. It's our
so
friend Tib.
Tib, this is Tib, and we've decided to Well, this was a test, and you didn't try to escape once while you were there. So we're going to untie you now, and we've got a job for you actually. 3 of us are going to hide in a box, and then you and Tib are going to push us into the lair.
What?
Are they gonna be strong enough?
We're gonna go up. We're gonna go up the river, and we're gonna come from where all these people are
I
coming
mean,
into the.
We're gonna put 3 of you in a box?
Yeah.
Gib, we have seen the supplies
like
coming to and fro from this waterfall.
Lawrence is a slime person, so Lawrence can fit into a box. I'm not sure how we get
got a big
Marjorie and Thaddeus into
Where are we gonna
the
get this
same box, a different
Alright.
box.
I've got.
Where
I
are
don't
these
want to
person-sized
I don't want to
boxes?
sit in. What if my foot gets absorbed into the
Well, I'm gonna be in my own box. Let's start there.
Sparkeloneous, can you fit inside of your own pot?
Probably not. I think I need a little bit more space than that.
Yeah.
But I could carry a Sparkeloneous box under my arm, right? And then at that
Oh yeah, you
point-
could definitely carry
or
a
I could put it
Sparkeloneous
on top
box.
of a bigger box that these two are just like compressed inside of. All we need is a little bit of time to get the two of you into the base, and then we come out like a Trojan horse.
So
We just have to really
instead of
trust Gib
fighting
in
the-
this matter.
instead of fighting the 13 out here, we could potentially be fighting the 60 in the cave.
And be
Is that what
trapped
I'm
inside
hearing?
the cave, and then they can come in from the other side and pin us down?
It's
Well,
true. If you guys are in the cave, the 13 on the outside could very easily come back inside.
That
Is there a way
that
for
is
us to
almost
kill them
too
all
good
at
of a
once?
point, and it makes me a little disappointed that I have turned into a kobold. It seems like at this moment, I will say, for no fucking reason at
I'm sure Gib is
all.
having a hard time hearing your voice come out of Tib.
I think that you and Gib could still be the distraction that brought some of the kobolds to the rest of the party, so we can take them out in smaller chunks. So being a kobold is still a valuable
I think that's a good
tool
point.
at this
That's a
point.
good point. Yeah.
I think that's definitely a good point. I think that being inside of the cave puts two forces of kobolds on either side of you, but if Tamagotchi is a kobold and then Sparkeloneous is in a box, that puts the party potentially on either side of this group of kobolds. If we have like folks hiding in the trees,
Yeah.
and then
that at least takes out the
kobold.
front force. True.
kobold Boxelonius in
Kobold
amongst the
Boxelonious.
kobolds.
I like that
Uh,
plan better. I like
I
to
have
take
a-
out the advanced theme first.
Well, Gib,
I
I
have
was
a
gonna invite you to
mechanic
join,
question.
but I don't think we need your help anymore.
All right, then, Gib, we'll see you later.
How do we get Gib to be okay to kill his own kind?
Oh no, he
Like-
can wait out here.
I mean, haven't you heard me call myself Traitorous Gib? That's my name now. You guys sure treat me like it's been my name. So
I guess, Gib, if you want to earn our full trust, help us kill these guys.
I'd really rather not.
Oh, okay.
I don't think
All
we
right,
should
so
make him
tied
kill
to a
his
tree it
friends and
is.
family, but I
You're
do
making
think
you're
that-
asking me like to put sharp objects into my siblings.
Are they
Maybe
your siblings? Or are they just random?
Some of them.
Sorry
I
to
mean,
hear that, Gib.
we come out of eggs. Like that's all the kobolds have siblings. That's how it goes. Yep.
All right then. Well,
It's not so fun the more you think about it.
Yeah, Gib, we'll be
never thought-
back soon. I'm a kobold
We'll be
now,
back.
I
and
would never
this
thought it was fun.
point has been made. We can box up Sparkeloneous and have two fronts on. I'm not gonna keep talking to you about this because it's making me more sad. The more I detail the plan about, and we're out of
I'm
here.
gonna
All
go-
right.
I'm gonna go weep in a box.
I'm just gonna hold my own little tied up funeral here for all of my friends that I probably won't see again.
Stop.
Oh, you are being a traitorous Gib. So
Oh my god.
I think we'll call it a performance check for Tamagotchi, a stealth check with advantage for Sparkeloneous, and regular stealth checks for Marjorie and Thaddeus.
I will say though, the belt doesn't change in size. So as I change in size, I equip some of the old kobold armor, right? And then the belt is now across my stomach like a sash.
Above
I'm
or below
carrying-
the armor, just so I know.
Above the armor. Yeah, above the armor. I think they're more
What
likely
a
to let me
co-
in with
does-
them.
does your
Okay.
belt look?
It looks kind of like a mechanical Iron Man version of like a championship belt. You know, like for the WWE, they're just this.
So it
massive-
probably
do
should
it.
go. So it should go under your clothes. That way you blend in with the other kobolds, right?
out of like Haribo saying it, and like my thought is that it's a spoils. It's like along with bringing supplies back, I'm bringing this belt back. You know, we're gonna fight
Yeah.
these dudes,
Yeah.
so like the 13 dudes outside aren't gonna take the belt because it's going to whomever's inside, right? It's going to the storage room. Is my thought.
that makes
I
sense.
will still have
I want-
access to
I
all
just
my
wanna
shit.
double
Just
check.
it's now
that we were
visible.
thinking.
Yeah.
Going back to Iron Bones.
As far as my performance check goes, number
Pretending to be a
wise,
kobold. What's your Gib impression?
I mean,
like?
I've been watching Gib. My Gib impression is a dirty 20.
Wow.
So I wander
Does
up.
your Gib impression have an accent, or
I'm
is
gonna
it?
give it a shot. It's gonna have an accent because I have an accent. Well, I'm gonna try to do both.
Whoa.
So
Ooh, layers.
we have a Sparkeloneous in a small box. Of course,
16
he just found easily.
with the stealth check.
Oh my god, he's in there. And I carry it into the clearing, and I think that I just nod at a few of the kobolds, and I say, "Good after, dude. Good after, dude.
This is a
I'm
dirty.
here. I'm sorry. This is a dirty 20. Good afternoon. I found some more supplies. Check out my cool championship. I found this cool belt here.
I feel like that your dirty 20 was laughing at you that whole time.
It's true. It's true.
Because that, I will say that performance, it sounded a bit like a 5.
I messed
But-
up. I messed up on. It's so hard to mix two
It's
things
becoming
at
a bit of
once
a
in my mouth.
stitch. It's like a stitch with a cold.
I'm loving it. I think I just need the stealth roll from.
I got a 15.
From me, right? From Thaddeus, that is a
Yes.
nat 19.
Wow.
When it comes to
Wow.
battle, he's focused.
You, Tamagotchi and Sparkleoneous, you make your way through the collected kobolds
Afternoon,
unmolested for
brother.
the most part,
Afternoon, brother. Afternoon to you too, brother.
and all
Yeah,
of the
I'm
other
glad Gib isn't here.
all the other
You give us
kobolds
a
are,
look.
the other kobolds are like, brother. How are you imagining combat starts here?
I guess you two, before we left, flashback. So when we have crossed over the waterfall, what is the best way for us to assault these forces?
Yeah,
What,
so
what should
if
our
we can
signal be?
if we can get a whole bunch of them to gather around, maybe we make a little bit of a scene. I can put a bunch of them to sleep. I can play a sleeping song, and then we can just like push them into the river or whatever.
I was
do
gonna
think
say
I
we
can
gotta
cause
kill
a
them
scene.
after that. Yeah.
Yeah, right. But I do think
I just want to say I am against that part. I think we should just tie them up, but whatever.
We don't want them to. We don't want to risk them waking up later. I don't know how long we're gonna be in the cave.
Well,
I'd rather
if you
not.
do,
and-
if you do hurt them, they do wake up. That's part of it.
no, I'm
Just,
saying,
gotta hurt them really bad all at once.
does hurting them involve pushing them into the river? Does that hurt them, or is
Depends
that
on from how high you push them in.
if I
mean, at
gently,
least,
if
yeah,
I just
putting
roll
into-
them?
Yeah,
into the
how
stream?
quickly does a character
Letting the
begin
current-
drowning and take damage from that drowning? Because that's when they wake up, when they take damage from drowning.
That's the really interesting question, isn't it? Because the rules for suffocation and the rules for taking damage are separate rule sets.
Oh,
you
no.
don't technically take damage when you suffocate. I'm
Oh
pretty
no,
sure
God,
you
that means
just
it's up to you.
you just suffocate.
All right.
Fortunately, we
Problem
haven't
solved.
crossed that bridge yet. Which is
Well.
great. I don't want to. I don't want to
It's
cross
an
this
interesting
particular
idea.
bridge.
Well, we don't want them to follow us. So we gotta kill them.
yeah, I mean, then when
Don't tell
Sparkeloneous...
Gib.
Don't tell me either. I don't want to hear about it.
If they're sleeping, we could tie them up if they remain sleeping and just take
That's
care of the
true.
ones that are aggressive.
Yeah.
If they wake up, we can send them off to Sleepy Land again, whether it was spell or with hammered crab.
I think that's a fantastic point. That's a fantastic point.
pretty good plan.
Especially if so when Sparkeloneous lets loose a sleeping spell, you folks come out of the bushes with spells
Ropes.
and hammers a slinging, and we'll make this happen.
Yeah, so, and I know that you're great with a crowd, Tamagotchi, and you'll be able to gather a big group of them all together, right?
Oh yeah. I think I know how to work these kobolds after.
Social
I'm done with
skills
Gib here.
are.
Such a way with words.
Flash forward. Friends, gather round. I like to show you what some of this belt can do. Please gather round.
Very. Yeah, make your check. Go on.
Oh, also in the flashback, I played you a song, so you have bardic inspiration.
just like in the watching this unfold, like squinting.
6.
D6. I'm glad I got that in under the wire.
15.
And you're trying to.
I guess I'm
assemble them
just
in a group
doing
now?
I'm telling them to come look what I can do. Look, check out what this cool belt does before I bring it into the cave.
I think then what I'll say to Thaddeus and Sparkeloneous and Marjorie, who are all sort of watching and sort of experiencing this without being in it, is that Haribo doesn't at all sound like a kobold right now. He sounds more like a goblin than anything. He also doesn't speak Draconic. So, Tamagotchi, there's a kobold. He is green, which is very different from the sort of rust-colored kobolds that you and the rest of the group here are all like. This green kobold is equipped with a shield and is just kind of, he's parked on a hill to one side of the waterfall, and he lets out a screech and a gesture, and suddenly all of the kobolds out here are on alert, and they all look at you, and
I screech and gesture like them, and I turn around, I drop the box, and I look behind me.
And the kobolds behind you are also looking at you. Yep, and when you turn back around, they're the ones in front of you are also looking at you. They're all looking at you with your box, and they all sort of draw.
I kick
close.
the box a little bit. I kick the box a little bit. I say, "Now's the time, friends. I have something to show you. This belt. If and I keep kicking the box. I keep kicking.
Sparkeloneous whispers from the box, "Hold." And then Sparkeloneous pops out of the box.
There is consternation, but also aggression amongst the kobolds as just jelly spurts out from between the cracks of this box and reforms into a person.
And then I can affect as many creatures according to how many hit points I roll on 5d8. That's how many amounts of hit points per creature that I can put to sleep. So I'm going to put a whole bunch of them to sleep here. Assuming kobolds have small amounts of hit points, which I am going to be assuming that.
How do you put them to sleep?
So I have a 34. Good. It's a big 5d8 roll there. So however many of them I can put to sleep that are within 20 feet of me, I put that many to sleep. And
is that a Sparkeloneous song?
It is a Sparkeloneous song. It is a song of a slumber. It's a very somber trumpet tune. Each creature affected by this spell falls unconscious until the spell ends. The sleeper takes damage, or someone uses an action to shake or slap the sleeper awake. Subtract each creature's hit points from the total before moving on to the next creature with the next lowest hit points. Creature's hit points must be equal or less than the remaining total to be affected. Being undead or being immune to charm, can't be affected by the spell.
I think then the last sort of scene of this session is going to be green kobold with the shield. He's going to cry out in alarm as Sparkeloneous emerges from his box, already playing his song of sleep. Yep, and as Sparkeloneous goes, 8 of the 13 kobolds just crumple. I think that happens at the same time that initiative is started, and so that is where we will rejoin our adventurers next time.
Dungeons, Drive-Ins, and Dice, A Wider World is DM'd by Gabe Stringer. The players this season are Lawrence Jennings as Sparkeloneous, Grace Stringer as Marjorie Ridgeback, Mike Harrison as Thaddeus Ofkoot, and myself, M. Williams, as Haribo Tamagotchi. Thanks for joining us for episode 6 of A Wider World. Make sure to tweet about the show using the DDAD hashtag for your chance to be included in an upcoming episode, and follow the podcast. Leave us a rating wherever you're listening in from. If you want to stay up to date on all the excess supplemental material we create for D&D 5e, go out and follow us on Instagram at DDADPod, or even the Patreon, where members can access our entire catalog of items, or even our first season of the podcast, Delta Dawn, at patreon.com/DDADpodcast. That's patreon.com/DDADpodcast. Next episode will be up April 4th, folks. We will see you then.
Next time you gotta try and do your Guy Fieri impression for Dungeons, Drive-Ins, and Dice. Next time on Triple D.
What's up, guys? I'm the Game Master here on
Are you-
Triple D. And last
talking to
time we
me?
put 8 kobolds to sleep. Are we gonna eat them? I hope not.
Gotta go to Flavor Town.
Next time on Dungeons, Drive-Ins, and Dice.
That's pretty good. You gotta put
We
glasses
check out a
after.
kobold's hideout and find out who the mystery guest is.
Yeah, I like it.